guys, it's me, Ruowen Huang. My husband asked me why did I talk so much yesterday. I said because I have so much to say and I don't know how to squeeze it into one episode. So I can keep talking. As you must know, I can keep talking. So anyway, after the episode yesterday, it turned out they were, well, I did not realize they were it spurred a lot of questions. So I thought, those questions are quite interesting. So I decided to actually delegate one episode for it. So before we start, my name is Ruowen Huang. I am an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. Have you guys ever wondering what kind of book I write? You'll be amazed. I don't write spiritual book. I actually write, novel, romance novel. But anyway, beginning on this week or New Year resolution, I decided to make change for myself. Is I'm gonna start sharing my book online with all of you. If you guys are interested in reading romance novel, I will post a chapter a week every Friday, and then we'll share you all. So anyway, I will figure out a way to put it all together. So in English, let me clarify some question. Yesterday I say you will have no chance of being possessed as long as you know who you are. To clarify that, you don't have to know who you are. Who you are as, why am I here for, who's my identity and things like that. I want to make a clarification on that one. Is we are here to figure that one out, right? So it's a journey. You probably still have no clue who you are yet. That's okay. As long as you know this body belongs to you and you only, nobody else can use it, that's good enough. That's basically what I meant. As long as you own your body, as long as you own your body, that is good enough. You will reduce your chance of being possessed. So, second question here. No one, no matter God or ghost or devil, no one can possess your body without your consent. I know it's kind of, you guys probably don't really know what it meant, but basically what it meant is no one can basically take over your body without you agree to it. So agree to it, it could be through fear, it could be, subconsciously agree, I want to speak for God or somebody, right? That you're willing to set back and let someone else take control of it. So you must have some kind of agreement on that before anybody can actually not get into your body but use your body. So always understand that you don't have to know who you are, but as long as you know your body belongs to you, that's good enough. It's yours. So understand that you will reduce all chance of being possessed. Nobody else, even though you don't know who they are, God, devil, or ghost, spirits. They cannot use your body without you agree to it. Okay, so now I'm gonna answer some questions. Some questions that you probably see the situation way more in Asia. I don't know. I don't think I see it here, but occasionally. So that's why I think I will still answer it. So there's this person that say in Taiwan, it's very common that people, move. It almost look like a form of being possessed, but basically they would dance or they would speak foreign language or they would speak for God, right? So some people, they actually train since they were young to become God's spokesman, right? So the person was just curious, is it the same theory as being possessed? My answer to that is yes. It's actually, it's all a different spirit try to use their voice to decide how this body should act, right? So it is a form of being possessed. And the person also asked, but they didn't look like they are uncomfortable. Is it because they are God? That's why, they are not feeling uncomfortable? I say, no. It doesn't matter you are God, devil, or anybody. As long as they are taking over the body that doesn't belong to them, they will feel discomfort, right? So the reason their body don't look like, uncomfortable or distorted or things like that is because they are not really being possessed as your perception of the ghost getting to this body and use it. It's because they simply choose to, put their voice or this soul identity to the background, and let other people or other voice tell them how this body should act. That's why in Taiwan you sometimes will see some, I don't have a word for it in English actually, like God spokesmen, like they will hurt themselves but they're not feeling pain. In Taiwan they do that to prove, see, I am protected by God, that's why I don't feel the pain. The reason of that is because the spirit is not, in them. So the person already decide to not check out, but just basically remove all the attachment of the body, and then using someone's command as their own command, act their body. That's how when they're hurting their body, they're not really feeling the pain because they're not really attached to their body. But in regard of that, I also have a clarification too. Remember several episodes before I described to you guys a psychic's power, right? Depends a lot around what they know and who they are, how they are raised, right? So based on that, there are a lot of spokesmen in Taiwan. That's where I grew up. That I notice is even they agree to channel other spirits or speak for God. A lot of time they still have their conscious in them. I mean, they still have, like me, if I agree to speak for the spirits, right, I am still Ruowen. And then if I happen to be a very strong, opinionated person, which I am, right, my language will always have my own definition. So not so much on exactly what they say, but my definition of it. So when I say it, it will be how I interpret it, right? So I notice a lot of that in Taiwan. No one can really speak just what God say. They very much, if they have conscious, they will blend into their own definition of it. So that you can apply to a lot of things, right? All those religions, all those, book and things. As long as a human write it, it's never gonna be exactly what the spirit say. It will have their perception of it. That's why I spend so much time to explain in every episode. Perception, eventually you will realize the influence in big area of our life. But we have to learn how to see it. So anyway, I hope that will answer that question. And then the person continue asking. There's a great conversation. I enjoy conversation like this, but continue asking all this question. He say, so the higher spirits will have the need to use human body. I say yes, because not necessarily human body. It can be any existing form. Eventually you'll start realize there are a lot of things, the form, like this human body or animal like form, any soul that have form, they can create like soul simply cannot. That's why when you ever study, you will realize there are a lot of like higher spirits or even devil, they always have to come to human for some kind of agreement. Really, think about it. Just think about it. Why? Right? If they are really as powerful as we believe they are, why do they need human? Because there are things like the impact human can create is actually greater than who they are, and then those higher spirits or devil. That's why very often they will come to human and hopefully come to agreement asking you to do something for them. But hopefully eventually we will explain it enough that you guys understand what I'm talking about. So there are people also ask, sometimes when people are in depression, they tend to hear the voice from elsewhere. Is that the same situation? to that question, yes, because when people are in depression, as I mentioned, I would talk about depression in one other episode, but I roughly mentioned it before, right? When people have depression is when their perception of being is way far away from who they truly are. So because of that, they tend to give up being themselves, right? That means they no longer have their own voice. They don't believe who they are, have a value, or things like that. And because of that, they tend to channel. They're not knowing the channel. They tend to receive the voice from elsewhere. So, that could also be why sometimes people are in depression. They will do something crazy or impulsive or unexpected because their voice is so small. They simply let whatever voice take control of their body. So, to answer that question, yes. And people also ask here and say, so when you are meditating, praying, or all those kind of behavior, is it all a conspiracy from all those God and spirits? The answer to that is just whatever this guy described, the meditation and the way to spiritual evolution, studying of that, and then the praying. If you do it right, it actually calm your soul. It doesn't make your voice smaller, because actually all those exercises have you to synchronize with your body more, to more find out what that core soul really is, wants, and then so if you do it right, you actually will not shrink your voice. It actually will enhance your being. So I say I didn't agree with conspiracy. It's actually, I would call a transaction code. It doesn't matter if it's God or devil. They usually come to certain agreement, right? Agreement and understanding. That's why my body is willing to be used by whoever, right? But the problem is most of people cannot identify the difference between God and devil, right? The reason of that, as I say, I think I mentioned it, way back. Devil have different level. There are a level that devil can actually change their appearance to whatever you want them to be. So, when they start to become that form, I understand it's very hard for people to tell the difference, which, I struggle through that too. So I understand that. But there are way to first center your core being as a foundation. And then later on, we will teach, there are a lot of little traits, right? If you have your mind clear and then you're able to watch out for little traits, then eventually you will be able to understand or tell the difference between them, right? But anyway, that I hope I can answer some question regarding to being possessed. I want to really come down to this, right? It's not something you should really worry about. As long as you know this body belongs to me and only I can use, that's good enough for you. Seriously, have that strong mind, that thought in mind, the chances nobody can really possess you. And then if you happen to deal with, as people share with me, some of their friends, they have possibility of being possessed, or their family believe they are being possessed, and all that. As I also mentioned yesterday, there are traits to look into it. Are they really being possessed, that their body show discomfort, or are they their voice simply shrink back, and then they allow other people's command to decide how their body should act? So those two different things you can always look out for. And if they are later one, that means they simply shrink their voice and have other people use their body as I say, there's always a way to save it. Another thing I will also talk about here today is there's another way to tell if they are there. Look into your eyes. Look into their eyes. Seriously. You want to know how to call someone back? Have you ever have a friend space out and you say, hey, come back. Hey, come back. And then you watch their eyes. All of a sudden you see that focus in their eyes, right? When they shrink their voice to the background and have other people take over their mind and their body, even though their eyes might look like this, it will miss that focus. It will miss that focus. So all you have to do is to call them back. Hey, come back. Come back. Because right away, even though my eyes is here, but I'm out of focus, you will be able to tell, right? So all you have to do is you want to make sure to call them back. That means they are somewhere in there. It's just somehow they are lost. They are not quite sure where they are. So usually if you call them back, whatever way you know about that person, it would be a help way more than tell them not to be afraid of it. So anyway, I hope today's episode can seriously clarify some questions that make it better understanding for you guys regarding of being possessed. You know, it just great question and I hate to waste it, as I say, and I'd like to share with you guys all. So again, if you like what I'm doing, join me live in Periscope. Go to my Facebook, subscribe my YouTube channel, or even go to my website, ruowen.com. And as I say, I think start New Year resolution, I will start sharing my books online if you guys are interested. And no, I don't write spiritual book, I write novels. So, unbelievable, right? So, till then, I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!